This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Just 1 second. I have prepared this slide to give the overview about the data warehousing and ETL tools and reporting tools for the students who has no idea about anything. I'll just prepare this. See here. You know that as a BA developer, how we will get the data, correct? So,
yes.
Do you need to explain about this, or do you want to proceed?
It's okay. Please explain it.
Okay. See here. What are the businesses we have in the world nowadays? What are the data we do on day-to-day life basis? All the transaction details will be stored in the operation databases, correct? Because what are the applications we use in the front end, the data will be stored in the database in the back end, correct? So the operational databases will maintain the transaction details like this.
Okay.
Right? All the transactions will be moved to the data warehouse at the end of the day. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All these transaction details will be moved to the data warehouse. How we will move the data? Data warehousing has two types of tools generally, correct? ETL tools and reporting tools. Data warehousing, we have two types of tools, ETL tools and reporting tools. ETL tools will help us to extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. That is abbreviation of ETL: extract, transform, and load.
Loading.
Yes, because the data may come in different formats, like raw data, like some data may be GIST and some data may be non-unique data formats, right? Because while filling the forms in online, the people may enter the data in different formats, like uppercase formats, lowercase formats, and some fields may be missed due to the optional settings, right? So like that, the data will come to you in different formats like that, right? What we are going to do here is, in the ETL tools, we are going to extract the data. E stands for extract. We will read the data into the staging area. ETL staging area, and then what are the changes you want to do? You have to do it here. Okay, and then the transformed data will be loaded from staging area to the data warehouse. Okay, what is a data warehouse? Data warehouse is also nothing but a database which stores current and historical data. Which means current and historical data means what?
It's historical. It maintains the history of each record.
Exactly. That means it's going to store the latest data, previous data, and previous data, like that. For example, today's data and yesterday's data, day before yesterday's data, like that. Today's data will become the current data, and yesterday's data, day before yesterday's data, and so on. Whatever the data we have except today's data will be called as historical data. Correct? So we are going to store the current and historical data like that in the data warehousing environment. Okay. We have one more advantage also here. What's that? In our operation databases, then see here we see the transaction details but we don't see any relationship between them. For example, transaction 1 done by Shravanti, transaction 2 done by Yogi, transaction 3 done by Yogi, transaction 4 done by Shravanti again. See, like this, the transactions will be stored in the operational databases without any relationship, correct? But while loading the data into the data warehouse, the ETL developers will merge them. I mean, based on the customer ID, or based on the city, or based on the address, whatever it is. Based on the requirement, they're going to apply group by function on the customer ID or like this. Then they're going to load all the details to the data warehouse.
Okay.
Then we can do analysis on that. How, for example, your customer ID is 1. Your customer ID is 1. So while creating report on the Cognos or Tableau, whatever it is, we're going to create a report on the data, and then we can see the data like group wise data, correct? Either customer wise or city wise or postal code wise, the details will be displayed. According to the requirement, we can filter out the unnecessary data and we can display the required data, correct? So
Yes.
see here, the ETL developers output, I mean whatever the data they are loading into the data warehouse will be the source, I mean input to the report. Yeah, correct? Input to the report developers. Okay. See here, these are the 2 examples of ETL tools. Actually, there are a lot in the market, but these 2 are popular and most of the clients are using these 2. Similarly, on the reporting side also, there are a lot of tools. These 2 are popular, and since very long time, the Cognos is giving solutions to the industry, and nowadays the Tableau is becoming popular because of its features. I'll tell you what are the differences between them. Once we start the practical part, we'll discuss about them in the class. But any reporting tool, whatever the tool it is, any reporting tool will help you to create reports without writing a query. Without writing a query, isn't it? Whether it is Cognos or Tableau or MSPA or OVAE, whatever the tool it is, you don't need to write any queries, correct? Do you need to write any queries like SQL?
Not really. As a tool itself generates a SQL in the back.
Yeah, exactly. You need to write some formulas for the calculations, but it's not like a query. Right? And moreover, we have an advantage with the BA tools. What that is, you can convert the data into graphical format. Like you can create visualizations like bar graphs, pie graphs, correct? Line graphs, tables. Suppose you take an example. I have only 100 records in the data source. How many? 100. Okay. And I want to do analysis on the 100 records. Okay. We have 2 choices. We have 2 choices here. One is query the data from database and analyze the data and do the analysis and take the decision. Okay. And the other option is what? Read the data into the BI environment and create a report. I mean, the same data will be displayed in the BI, correct? But what is the difference here is how you see the data in database, we can see like that in the BI tools also. I mean, text format, correct? We can see the data in text format in the BI environment as well as in the database environment, correct? But What is the difference? The basic difference between databases and BI tools is what? We can create visualizations. Visualizations means what? We can convert the data into bar graphs, pie graphs, and maps. We can create a map also. Like I said to you, the example, you can group by the data based on city or location also, no? Correct? You can represent the data in a geographical map format also. Can we convert the data like that in the databases?
No.
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 So that is the main advantage here. Okay. First is what? You don't need to write any queries. Second, you can convert the data into graphs, like so we can create the visualization and we can present the data in a very easy understandable format. Correct?
Yes.
Because take that example, I have 100 records and I want to do analysis like based on the customers. How many customers are there? How many transactions they are doing on the daily basis? Okay, just for 100 records, you know that it's not going to fit in one window. Correct? If you query the data, the database, correct? You cannot see all the 100 records in one window. Correct? You need to scroll down and you need to do analysis on the data line. Correct?
Yes.
But in Tableau, you can see that 100 records also in a graphical format. That means like a chart, so that we can easily understand that and we can easily do the analysis. Because just for the 100 records also, in databases, we need to scroll down and you need to remember the values and you need to query the data accordingly. Correct? But in Tableau, you can display the data in graphical format so that you can easily do analysis. Yes, you can do analysis. Right? Yeah. Why we are using BI tools, Sean?
Sorry?
What's the use of BI tools?
What is the user?
BI tools.
BI tools. It's like an enterprise application. It's a single platform, so anyone can use it. Like if you take the database, if you export to Excel, it's not one single place. It's not single platform.
The data from database or flat files or PDF files. There are a lot of source files options available for us. Yeah, we can take the data from multiple environments. Okay, what's the main use? Why we are creating reports and what's the use of creating reports like that?
It's not a single platform, and we cannot. If you run the query in the database, we cannot share the users. It's like single platform. Anyone can log in based on the credentials, and they can use it in the environment, in the application.
Yes. And the main advantage is what? We can do analysis on the data easily. That is the main purpose of creating a reporting like this. I mean, whether it is Cognos or Tableau or any other reporting tool. For analysis purpose, we are creating like this. Correct? I'll give you an example. Take the stock market data. Do you watch business news?
You are asking something, sorry.
Yeah. Do you watch business news? News.
Business news. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when the stock market closes, what they do is they'll take all the transactions happen in the day and they'll convert the data into a line graph, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
And then they will do analysis like this. Today the market has started here, and after an hour it went like this, and after an hour it went like this, and they will analyze the data like that. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if
Yes.
they don't create a line graph and they want to do analysis, it's not going to be like a never-ending process.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? It's going to be
Yes.
like a never-ending process, because in stock market we are going to get millions of transactions in a day. Correct? I mean, it
Yes.
belongs to different companies, but they want to analyze it, it's going to be like millions of transactions. Correct? So it's not possible to analyze those many records in a text format. Correct? Just like I said, we can't even remember 100 records in a text format. Correct? In the database, if you query the data, we have 100 records in a table. You need to scroll down, and scroll up, and you need to compare the values by moving the mouse here and there. Correct? Because we can't remember all the values all the times. Correct? We can remember some values for some time. Correct? Or we can remember some values for long time, but not all the values all the times. Correct? So that's why we are using the BA tools. That's why we are using BA tools. So the BA tools will help you. Yes, exactly. BA tools will help you to create the visualizations for faster analysis. Why I'm saying that faster analysis is because by just looking at the report, you can easily understand that. You can easily understand that what's going on. Correct? Yes. So the stock market will be a huge. For example, do you watch cricket?
Yes.
Yeah. Then you may be familiar with the visualizations in that match also. Correct? Sometimes they will represent the data in a bar graph format, like over by overruns will be displayed in a bar graph.
Yes.
In an over.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So, like I said to you, in the cricket, we are going to see the over by over in a bar graph format. Correct?
Yes.
To compare one innings to the another innings, they are going to represent the data in line graph format. Correct? Correct? Why? Why we need to draw the lines like that?
Lines mainly for trading.
Hello? Exactly. The bar graph will tell you like how many runs you are scoring in an hour, correct? In 6 balls like this, correct? But the line graph will tell you how the competitors, the opposite team has scored in 50 overs or 20 overs, whatever it is, correct? And where are you right now, correct? Where are we right now? How many runs you have scored already? How many runs you have to score in the next 5 hours or 10 hours? It will represent the data in a line graph format by comparing with the opposite team score, correct? Did you remember or not? In the earlier days, the players used to carry the drinks along with the paper, correct? In the break times, did you remember? While watching the cricket, they used to carry the water or drinks to the players, and they'll get a paper in the pocket and they will show it to the players. Why? Because they don't know how many runs they have scored and they don't know how many runs they have to score in the next few hours, correct? Like that. So everybody will come every 2-3 hours in between the overs and they will take a paper and they will show it to them, and according to that they will plan it, correct? But later on the teams are creating reports like this, over by over reports like this. Okay, this is the chart they have created for next 5 hours and 10 hours, so they can easily show it and project it on a screen also, correct? They will do that, or they will display it on the board of like these many runs should be scored in the next few hours like this, or in 10 balls you have to score these many runs like that, right? How is that possible? It is possible because of the data visualizations. That means you can do analysis faster and you can take the quick decisions, right? So the BI tools are helping us for faster, doing the faster analysis and taking quick decisions, correct? Because sometimes you need to act fast, correct?
Yes.
Take another example, stock market only. According to the current trends, sometimes we need to buy more shares and sometimes you need to sell the existing shares, correct? If you act fastly like that, you may get profits, okay, correct? Suppose if you don't act fast, what may happen? You may get losses, because if the market is good and that company shares are growing rapidly, and if you buy more shares, by the end of the day, you'll get profits, correct? Suppose if the company shares are collapsing, okay, and if you don't recognize that and if you don't sell your shares, what will happen? We get losses at the end of the day, correct? So that's why sometimes we need to do analysis faster and you need to take the decisions quickly. You need to take the decisions quickly. So that's why the reporting tools, the BI tools are helping us for converting the data into graphical format and then okay. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. So I'm showing you about the Tableau. See here. This is the Tableau desktop we are going to use to create reports, because there are different products in Tableau. Okay, Tableau desktop, Tableau server, Tableau public, Tableau online, like that. There are different products, but Tableau desktop will be used to create the data sources and connections between the applications, and it will help you to create the reports. It will help you to create the report. See, you can connect to the different types of files. Like I said to you, you can connect X file, Excel file, text files, PDF files, and different types of files. And see, you can connect to different servers. The most popular servers in the world nowadays. You can connect to any server. Got it? If you want to connect to any server, so you just click on it. It will ask you the server name, username, and password. Server name, username, and password. If you give the server name and username and passwords, it will get connected to the particular server, and you can import the data from that server to Tableau environment. Got it? Just give the server name, username, password. Any server. Okay? Whether it is database also, we'll ask the same thing. Server name, username, password. Okay? If it is a file, then it is going to show like this. See here. Whenever we install the Tableau software in our computer, it's going to create a Tableau repository in our system. It's going to create a My Tableau repository, and then go to data sources, and then here it is. Select the sample superstore Excel file from Tableau. I mean, whenever we install the Tableau software in our computers, by defaultly we get this sample superstore file from the Tableau. Open that file as a source file. Open that file as a source file. It will directly import the data into the Tableau environment. In Cognos, we used to create all these connections with the help of Framework Manager. Correct? What's the advantage of Framework Manager? Hello? Hello, Shravanti. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I can't hear you, Shravanti. Are you there? Hello? I think you are in mute, Shravanti. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, you're in mute. I cannot hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. The microphone is muted, I think. That's why you cannot, I cannot hear you. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. So in Framework Manager, now we create connections between the data sources and we do all the work there, correct?
Yes.
So whatever the work we do there, we do all the work in the data source here. So if you open the Tableau desktop software, and you can create the connection between the data source and Tableau here itself. Okay, and see here, same like the Cognos Framework Manager, we can create the connections between the or joins between the tables or files like this. Same like that, the joins concept will come here. Okay, and you can see this. Okay, so these are the fields, different fields we have got from the free Excel worksheets: orders, people, and returns. And on top of the field name, on top of the field name we have table names.
Data type.
No. The one it is showing in the graded out format. Yeah, on top of the table name, we have the data types. I mean, those symbols will tell you what type of data you have in the column. So the one in the bottom is the column name. Okay, this is discount, profit, person, quantity, sales, product name. These are all the column names. On top of the column name, do you see some text? It is not highlighted like the column name.
Source table.
Or yes, it's a source table name. On top of the table name, we have got the data types. Okay. You know that generally we have number data types, string data type, and date data types. Correct? But in Tableau, you see a new data type also. Not exactly like new data type, it's like a symbol. Do you see on the right hand side now? Extreme right hand side. See.
Geographical.
Exactly. See here. That means they'll represent or they will show some addresses. They'll show some addresses. See here. Hash means numeric values. ABC means alphanumeric. Correct? Numbers, letters, combinations. Look at this calendar symbol, which indicates date data type, and see this. According to the requirement, we can create the maps, geographical maps with the help of these fields. Okay. Of course, we can create a bar graph, a line graph, or a pie chart, or any chart, any type of chart with the geographical fields. But we can create the maps. We can create the maps with only sorry. We can create the maps with only the geographical fields. We cannot create them with the string data types, date data types, or numbers. Okay. We can create the geographical maps with only geographical things. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So whatever the work we do in the framework manager and Cognos, we do all that work here itself. We can do all the work here. And then we go to worksheet. Worksheet means what? This is the place we are going to create reports. This is the area, worksheet area. This is the area where we are going to create reports and we can convert the data into graphical form. This is the place. Okay. See here. This is the data source environment. This is the place where we can see the connections and everything. What the source file type and how we have connected. Okay. What are all these properties? We'll see later. Live, extract, filters, and everything. Okay. So this is the place where we create the connections to the data sources, and this is the place where we are going to create reports based on the data sources. Okay. See here. In every BI tool, we used to drag and drop the fields into the row shelves and column shelves. It will create reports. Correct?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, look at this report. Region-wise, category-wise sales. Correct? Next, I'll create the same report in a different format so that we can do analysis. See how many records we have in this report? 12 records. You can see the row count in the left bottom of the screen. Do you see that?
Yes.
The left bottom of the screen, you have the row count, 12 rows. Correct? So it's just a 12 row record report. See, look at this report and tell me which region has most of the sales. Just tell me.
You can put the sorting.
Yeah, of course, you can sort it.
Technology.
But how much time it has taken for doing analysis and for taking the decision? Hello?
Yeah, it takes 5 seconds.
Yes. For 12 records, you're taking 5 seconds, means almost all. Every 2 records is taking a second, correct? You have only 12 records so that you can see the data in one window, or you can remember the 10 values easily and you can decide if this one is having the most of it, correct?
Yes.
But just imagine if you have 100 rows, how much time you need to do analysis and for taking it. Hello. Hello.
It's going to be 8 times. 8 times.
So just imagine if you have thousands of records like this and you want to do analysis with that, how much time you are going to take?
80 times.
So it's like a never-ending process also for sometimes, based on the data you have, correct? So if you convert the data into a chart like this, just for 12 records, we are looking at the report in the sheet number 1 and sheet number 2, both the reports, correct? It took 5 seconds to analyze the data and to decide Precision Technology has most of the sales, correct? And look at this report, how much time we need? Not more than 2 seconds. Yeah, just not more than 2 seconds, correct? Just look at the data in 1 second and you can take the decision in the next very second, correct? So it took only 2 seconds, which means it almost all reduced 60% of the time, isn't it?
Yep.
In the previous report, you have taken 5 seconds to answer the question. And in this report, you can take the decision only in just 2 seconds, which means almost all 60% of the data saved. Time, correct? Which means a lot actually, because more than 50% means what? Yeah, it looks effective definitely, isn't it? Suppose if you are taking 4 seconds here, it doesn't make any difference, correct? You have taken 5 seconds in the report number 1, and you are taking 4 seconds here means there is no difference. It looks like no difference at all, correct? But here it has taken 5 seconds for analyzing the data and for taking the decision. And here 1 second for analyzing the data and another second for taking a decision, correct? So like this, we can create the data with a text table format like that, or we can convert the data into visualization. Yeah, graphical. Okay. Every reporting tool will do that, like bar graph, line graph, pie chart, like this. Correct? See here. This is what I am talking about, the geographical maps. See here? Can we show data like this in the database?
No, it is not possible.
It's impossible also, because database is the place where we can see, store the data, and we can see the data in text table format, right? We cannot create any graph in the databases like database bar graph or pie chart or line chart or a map. We cannot create any type of chart there, because that is the place where we can store the data securely. Correct? You can store the data securely in the databases. But if you want to create a map like this, we can create it here. In Tableau only. Got it? Can we create this type of graph in Cognos?
It's not so easy. Maybe we have it.
It's not so easy. Yeah, you'll get it in a lengthy process, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I do not remember that, because for more than 5 years I'm working on this. I almost forgot. But I have just we don't have this much easy option. We can simply drag and drop or double click. You'll get a map like this in seconds. Okay, see here. This is the chart we have. See, we can create the text table in different formats, like a plain text table, or we can highlight like this. Got it? So like this, we have different options, same options like text table, bar chart, pie chart, line chart. Okay, and some of the charts are matching area charts. But the bubble chart, see here, we can convert the data into a bubble graph like this. See, we have a lot of varieties in this Tableau tool. This is the reason it is becoming popular. So it has a lot of variations in each and every chart type, and moreover, you can create them very easily. You can create them very easily. Changing the color of the fields. If you don't like these colors, you have an option here. You can change the colors so easily here. No other reporting tool has a facility like this. Can we change the colors so easily like this in BI? In the Cognos?
It's not so easy.
See here. There are a lot of properties should be changed in the property tab. Correct? Like this. See here. Yeah, see here. These are the differences between the Cognos and the Tableau. See here. Look at this report. You can create a report like this in Cognos also. But what is my requirement here is, I would like to display each and every region with one color. I want to display each and every region sales with one color, because they are looking in the same color. Correct? They are looking in the same color for all the regions. But I just want to differentiate the regions with a color. What we do in Cognos generally,
we have palette. In the palette, we can define the colors. Color palette.
See here. Here we simply drag and drop region to the color. Done. Suppose.
Is it possible to switch to other chart using show me option?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You can convert this into You can convert this into a pie chart. Or you can convert this into a chart like this. Chart. Some of the charts were highlighted, some of the charts were not highlighted. What's the reason behind that? I'll tell you. Okay, but look at this. What is the requirement? I want to display each and every region with one color. I wanted to display like that, and I have got it. Each and every region is showing in one color. If you don't like the colors, go to color, edit colors, just select it and change it. That's it. Okay. No other reporting tool can do like this. This is the major advantage of the Tableau. You can create reports so easily, and you can convert them into another report, and you can add the visualization options so easy. Got it?
Okay.
And you can switch between the reports also so easily, like you can compare them here and there. Okay, and you can convert them into different formats. And one more advantage here, the dashboard environment is also here itself. I mean, you don't need to go anywhere. Okay, if you want to compare the reports, see, create a dashboard, and you can compare the reports here. Dashboard is also here. Okay. See how easily we can create the dashboard, and we can compare the reports, and then we can create interaction between the reports here. We can create the interactions between the reports, like what? If I click on the map, if I want to see the changes on the bubble chart, yes, we can do like that. Okay, or else if I click on the bar chart here, I want to see the changes on the map, we can make changes accordingly. Okay, bubble chart versus this chart, and the map versus this chart. Okay, or else we can use an option like what? If you click on any chart, it will affect all the reports also. I mean, we are going to create all those things in the dashboard. Okay, what we do first is we create reports, create worksheets like this here and there, and then we create dashboards and we compare the reports here, and then we create a story. Story is nothing but a presentation part. Define a blank slide, and so as a report developer, what you do, you have to do it in the Tableau desktop only. You have to do all the work in the Tableau desktop only. And once we are done with the dashboards and story and everything, worksheet, dashboard and story and everything, then we publish it to the server. Like I said, you do have different products now. Tableau desktop will use to create the data source connections and create the reports, and then Tableau server. See, we can publish the data to the Tableau server, Tableau online. Okay, or there are few more products: Tableau Reader, Tableau Public, some other products also there. So we use them for different purposes. Tableau Reader will be used to read the reports, Tableau reports. Okay, Tableau Public also looks like
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
I'm here. Hello.
can you hear me now?
Hello. I can hear you.
Save it. We can save the work like this and we can reuse it later. Okay. Now tell me which BI tool is looking effective?
Based on my understanding, from visualization perspective, Tableau is the right tool. Tableau or some other Microsoft BI or BI. And for detail level reporting, I guess legacy tools are the best. That's what I'm thinking for now. Hello? Hello?